Yes. All right. Okay. So, welcome back to another live, right? So, for those of you who are joining here for the first time, um, what we exactly do is we try and analyze the markets, and also based on what we see in the market, we try and predict what could happen on the next day, right? So, we do this by looking at charts, looking at OI data, and much more, right? So, yes, welcome back to another live for those of you who have been watching it. And for those of you watching it for the first time, make sure you subscribe to the Stolo YouTube channel so that we make more such content and which would give you lots more insights for the market, right? So, yes, for those of you who have been joining us, welcome back, and we shall quickly start this. Today's live, right? So yes, today very interesting, right? So as we expected the markets from yesterday, we did expect the fall, and I think looking at the charts, we would get a very good insight, at least in terms of. Give me one second. Yes, Nifty charts, right? So, sorry, Bank Nifty charts, very good insights, at least based on our analysis and prediction from yesterday, right? So, if we look at it, yes, okay. So, yeah, so one thing we saw was a very, even though there was a small consolidation towards the end, we did expect markets to go down at least today, right? So that was the direction we knew, and we had a gap down opening in the morning, not a very big gap down at least, but it was a completely bearish looking market itself, right? And one specific zone we were looking at was this one over here, which we had drawn from much before, right? So this is one supply zone. Let me just change the time frame. Say, for example, 1 hour. Okay, so okay, yeah. So yes, perfect. And if you look at it, this is acting as a huge supply zone, right? So one thing we have been seeing here is this zone here is been acting as a huge supply zone, and exactly where it the market took support from today as well, right? So we expected the downfall, and we knew that if it does come to this specific level, we can expect a retracement at least, and literally exactly that happened, right? It as soon as it took support from that specific level, we saw it completely go up, right? And it not only covered up the gap down that happened in the morning, it went much more higher, right? And even if you look at the OI change of today, which we shall come to which we shall quickly come to, we'll understand that okay, everyone again is in a very bullish sentiment again from today's OI chain, but we shall come and see the overall weekly OI as well, right? So yes, so one thing which we had seen is this again still acts as a very good supply zone, at least where market is at least from previous months as well, is continuously taking support at this specific level, right? So that is one thing we can keep note of, and we completely saw a shift in direction, which we shall quickly come to. Yes, we're looking at Bank Nifty, so we'll quickly come to the Bank Nifty OI itself. So looking at the option chain, we can see directly one is not only the obviously the increase in PCI would obviously increase because of increase in the put side, right? So if you look at it, we have a huge increase in the put side of the OI, and we see an increase of 3 lakh here, 9 lakh here, 17 lakh at 43,500 level as well, right? So this specifically will act as a neck support as well, and this is exactly near our supply zone as well, right? So 43,500, 43,600 is some is one more place where we saw it takes support from today. If I'm not sure if you looked at, okay, I'll just quickly come back to the charts. I think I'll start using the multi-window analysis from next time, because we know exactly what we analyze, right? So yeah, 43,600 level was exactly here where the market took support from as well, right? So this was a very good level, as it not only was the VWAP level, but 43,600 also was a very good level that we had seen today, right? So 43,500 acts as a current very strong support, and the huge increase in OI suggests that people are expecting it to stay up above that itself, right? So complete OI change in one look throughout the day is the huge increase, right? So 43,500 had the highest, and if you look at it in terms of the weekly expiry as well, it is 43,500 to 44,000 level, right? So 44,000 again is one more level which we have been looking at throughout the weeks. And if you have watched the previous lives, you would understand that also, right? So yes, GK says bullish for BNF. I agree. So what we've seen from today is bullish GK. Yes, I completely agree on that with you. But yeah, weekly again. Today's change in OI, we have seen a complete bullish changeover, right? But then you look at the weekly, it is quite strong from both ends, right? That's why the PCR is still around zero point 0.9 or 1. It's still very sideways. Above 1 is when we can be completely bullish about Bank Nifty, right? So yeah, tomorrow will be very interesting in terms of do I change, because if you look at it in weekly terms, and the coming expiry on 22nd will be a very exciting thing to see, right? Because right now we can still see tomorrow to be a little more sideways to where there would be a good fight, right? The movement from today to tomorrow is bullish for sure, but then tomorrow is something we have to wait and watch, right? Where we cannot say that market would be completely bullish. But yes, surely a PCR increase and the OI change shows us, okay, now there is a good fight between both ends. So yes, that is Bank Nifty. Quickly coming into Nifty as well. And yes, as I said, the multi window, I shall set it up either by tomorrow's live or by this week, so that we can completely do it in the multi layout itself, right? So yes, let me just, yes, Nifty, perfect. So yes, again, right? So Nifty, yes, this was one specific zone we were looking at from before, right? So this was the very good zone we were looking at from much before. How we have drawn it, you will have to look at either the previous lives or analysis. But yeah, this is basically based on previous prices, that where this might be a specific range of support or resistance, right? And yes, so today what we have seen is the breakout of this specific range as well, right? So I expected a consolidation here around 2:55 3 p.m. I expected a small consolidation to happen and either end sideways or be a little below again, right? Because market had a huge rally, at least from reaching a low of almost 18,720, right? So one thing I also was looking at was, give me 1 second. Yes, so this gap up, right? So this gap up and today's morning opening was something I was looking closely at, because if you look at it here, from 12th June to 13th June, we saw a 30-point gap up, right? Which was not covered as of yet. And because of that and the huge downwards movement in the morning, I expected if it did go down a little more, right? So it's around 720 over here. If it did go down a little more, we could have seen maybe this gap up also get covered up. But 18,700 again being a good support range for us right now, right? So yes, these were two levels, but Nifty again a little more bullish. I'm for those of you who have been watching the live from before, we know that at least you know that I'm very bullish on Nifty and I want it to hit all-time high, right? But straight looking at the charts, it is still looking very strong. So that's the thing, right? That's one more thing we were talking about in the last lives as well, where we were seeing Nifty almost hitting all-time high, but there isn't that momentum in that bullish run, right? Because we saw a huge downfall yesterday, and now today, markets recovering well as well, right? There isn't that consistent momentum-based run in Nifty that is going to break the all-time high and create at least a new high where it'll be again a little more difficult to break, right? So that is one specific thing there. Coming to the option chain of Nifty, yes. So PCR one, right? So that's an increase from yesterday, at least exactly one. So the number of CE and PE, at least for the weekly expiry, is almost the same. And similar to Bank Nifty, we can see the huge increase in the PE side, right? Almost 20 lakh, 30 lakh increase in each level, 18,750, 18,700, 650, which is showing us a very bullish run, right? And if you look at it, 19,000, what we have marked in the charts, I'm not sure if I showed it, but 19,000 will be our resistance as of now, and it looks to be very strong, right? So around 1.17 crore. And if you look at the call set, there's no much increase at all in the OIL, right? So that is one specific thing, but exactly. So if you look at it overall, it is a little more where there would be a good fight between the bears and the bulls to know exactly which direction it would go, right? And PCR of one literally says that where it's exactly sideways, and we will get to know what will happen tomorrow, right? So yes, that is the market analysis for today. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you, GK, for putting your view in as well. Would have would obviously interact much more in everyday's lives as well. So yes, thank you so much for joining. And quick disclaimer again: this is completely based. Uh, this is completely for educational purposes, right? We do not provide any calls or tips or anything like that. And before you do take any investment, make sure you consult your financial advisor, right? So yeah, with that, make sure you put in the comments if you're watching it now or later on today. Make sure you put in on what your views are. If you think market will go up, market will stay sideways, or market will go down, right? So yes, thank you so much for joining in, and I shall catch you tomorrow again. Thank you.